my time out. As you can tell, I have a noticeable different background. This is actually our spare room slash office slash Lily likes to pretend this is her room. So I just recently painted it, and I actually thought, since I have a desk and the lighting isn't too horrendous in here, that maybe I would film in here instead. At least the background is a little bit more pleasant to look at than our plain dull room that we still haven't painted or done anything with. So that's what's going on behind me. I hope you kind of like this decor better. But the point of this video is about the Morphe 35O palette. This palette is the Warm Tones Neutrals palette. I saw Jaclyn Hill Snapchat about it, and I think I saw Manny MUA Snapchat about it too. And when I saw it, I knew I had to have it. Like, this just screams me. So I just wanted to give you a review. I have a couple of dupes in here that I wanted to tell you guys about, and if it's worth, the money for it. So let's begin. So as you can tell, obviously, this is the warm tones. This is me. As a matter of fact, I will show you the only MAC shadows that I have are pretty much exactly the same. So clearly this screams me. I am actually, everything on my eyes today is from this palette. So I used this color all over my lid up to my up to my eyebrow, and then I used this color on my lid, and I used this color in my crease, kind of blended it into my crease, and then I used this color right down here, this one for my like outer V. And then I actually went back in with this one up top just to kind of add a little something to the lid of my eye. It just seemed kind of dull, and I just wanted a little sparkle, a little something. So, but that's what I used on my eyes today. They kind of seem to be my go-to colors. But I have to say that I am super impressed with this palette. I have Jaclyn Hill's palette, which I do like a lot, and I feel like they proved that Morphe makes amazing shades, shadows, I mean. The formulation and everything is fantastic. But I have to say that I love this palette so much more than Jaclyn's palette. I do love the colors, a lot of the colors in Jaclyn's palette, but I haven't reached for that as much since I've gotten this one. But if you love, your neutrals, your warm tones, you've got to get your hands on this. I think that it is amazing, and for the price, you cannot beat it. I have no affiliation with Morphe, so I do not have like a code, but Jaclyn has one, Manny has one. If you just go onto their YouTube channel, like one of their videos, you can get a code. But this whole palette was only $27, I think I paid, with shipping and tax. That's amazing. And the best part is there are like about 3 MAC dupes and 1 similar Urban Decay dupe. So I'm going to go into that, and I'm going to show you the first MAC dupe that I have. Is MAC's All That Glitters. So it is actually a dupe for this one right down here, and I do have a swatch, which I will put up right here. They are very similar. The only thing that I will say, and it seems to be the only one, possibly this one here too, but the formulation of these in the Morphe palette, they're very dry. Like, I feel like it's almost like a metallic. Like, you would want to wet your brush with like a MAC Studio Fix Plus or something, then use it, because it's just, I used it one day and I didn't like it. I prefer the formula from MAC, but they're so similar. But you get so much more with the Morphe too. But that's my first dupe. My second dupe is for MAC's Amber Lights, and that is a dupe for this one right here. Here is the swatch. They are almost identical. Like I really, the formulation, everything is the same. So I use this one a lot on my lid. When I use like this kind of like gold bronzy tone. But I love this color, and it's pretty awesome that I basically have two, so if and when I actually use this up, I won't need to repurchase it because I already have it. So that's awesome. And my next dupe, which a lot of people probably own, or if they don't own, they want to own it, and I'm here to tell you that if you get this palette, you won't need to buy it. It is MAC's Soft Brown. So here's MAC's Soft Brown. This is actually kind of a combination between this one here and this one here. So it's this one and this one. They are so similar that, I mean, this one's cracked. I'm gonna hit pan soon. I can see like the divot in my little in my MAC shadow here, but they are so similar, and I constantly use, if I reach for my MAC palette, I will use that all over my lid. As I said today, I used this one all over my lid, which is one of the dupes, or sometimes I'll use this one all over my lid. The thing with the MAC shadows, these single, I think these are like the Pro palette, like single ones, I looked them up, I think they're like $10 a piece. This whole palette cost me like $27. So right there, this whole palette paid for those three. So that kind of speaks for itself. There is one more semi-dupe, not really a dupe, but kind of, would be Urban Decay Sin. I actually didn't bring it out, but it is a dupe-ish for this one, and here is the swatch. So this one is more of like a gold tone, where Sin is more of like a pinky tone. When I had them next to each other, like in their respective pots, pans, whatever you want to call it, they looked like almost identical, but as you can tell from the swatch, they're not. This one is definitely more of like a gold, as where Sin is more of a pink. So they're kind of similar, but again, they're really not. But I mean, if you don't want the pink, or you don't own Sin, or you're out of Sin, you could like easily replace it for this one. So, but that is the dupes that I have for this. I honestly cannot say enough good things about this. The formulation, again, is great. Because of this, I actually want to order one of their other palettes that they have. They have like an all like purpley pink one that I want to get. But I think they're so worth the money. The amount that you get of shadow is far more than if you were to buy MAC's, the pods. And I think like the only complaint that I'd have if I had one is probably how like big this is. Like, as you can tell, I mean, clearly this is different, but this is so much easier to travel with. Like, even Urban Decay, the Naked Pals are so much easier to travel with. And I feel like the plastic is kind of so cheap that it doesn't really protect these. That would be the only complaint that I could possibly have about this. It's just the packaging, but you know what? I mean, it's probably how they're able to keep it so cheap too. So, but otherwise, I love this palette. And if these are your colors, even if they're not like your everyday colors, these are such good colors to blend with. They're perfect for like fall and winter. And I think it's so worth every penny, and I think you will be so impressed with Morphe's formulation and their shadows. I highly, highly recommend this. And probably any of the other ones. Like I said, I'm definitely going to order more. I'm definitely a fan, and I'm such a fan of the price. Like, you cannot beat the price. If you're on a budget and you want really good shadows that are pretty comparable to a lot of high-end, check out Morphe. I mean, but that's it. That's all I got for you on this. I do have a blog post. I will link it below. That has actually been up for a while. It was out of stock like a week ago. I think it's back up. If it is not, do not worry. It will be back. Follow Morphe on Instagram because they will post and tell you when they're coming back. This palette is it's not a special edition. It is a lifetime palette, or well, it's supposed to be a reoccurring palette. So if they don't have it yet, they will. So don't worry. You will be able to get your hands on this. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you've been on the edge of any of the Morphe shadows, I mean, even the Jaclyn Hill palette, the formulation of all the shadows are great. I just reach for this one a lot more than I do Jaclyn's palette, but I am definitely on the lookout to purchase another one of Morphe's palettes. I do want to get their brushes. I've heard nothing but fantastic things about their brushes. So Morphe's a good company, and they are reasonably priced. So if you are on a budget, definitely check out Morphe. You won't be disappointed. I don't see how you could be. So they're great. But I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions or any color combinations of this palette for me to try out, let me know below in the comments. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as a follower. And that's it. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Thanks for taking the time out with me. Bye.